What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Broscast. Nick, before you even talk, it's been over 500 days since we've gotten a proper Nintendo Direct, and this is what we get.
500 days. We hadn't even started this podcast at the time that a last full direct came out, because the last one was September 2019. We started in November 2019. So we haven't even had the chance to talk about a full Nintendo Direct. And this is what we get: a 50-minute extravaganza for a bunch of third-party titles.
A bunch of remakes and like remasters, and
like not even remasters. Stubbs the Zombie is just straight up ported to all the systems. I mean
there was we'll get to it here in a little bit, but I just have to get this off my chest or whatever. There was good stuff. I'm not just complaining. I understand like COVID and stuff, that it just, a lot of this stuff is getting, shuffled around and stuff like that. I was just telling Nick that I had done like a kind of a reaction to the Direct after we streamed it on Thursday or Wednesday, and the video was doing really well on my personal YouTube channel, and it was just fun going through like all the comments, and like most people tend to agree. I mean, some were like, "You're being too harsh" or whatever. I'm like, it's like I understand there's stuff to be excited about. There was some good stuff announced, like Mario Golf. There's some exciting stuff, but I mean, we were just expecting more. It's just,
and like people who are saying, "Oh, you're too harsh. You're entitled to whatever." I mean, it's not a charity case. Like, we're buying products from Nintendo. Like, they need to sell us on the future of their product somehow, and doing so by showing some of the games that they showed. It was just kind of filler, and like we were so excited for 50 minutes. Like, we've never really had a Direct this long before.
No, we haven't.
And just, we get like a $60 Skyward Sword port and some other stuff, but we'll get into it later. We'll talk about the things we loved about it before we talk about how much we didn't like it, because I don't want to be too pessimistic, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
But yeah, this is the Gaming with the Broscast, episode 64. My name is Harrison. I'm here with my brother Nick, as always. Nick, how's your Florida life been? How's the weather?
Oh man, the weather is fantastic. Like, I've never gone like far south during the winter.
Yeah.
So like literally my body is not used to this sort of heat like during February. So I think my skin is actually, like, my legs and arms actually broke out in like a rash. I don't know exactly what it was from, but I'm kind of deducing that it was just from the heat and from for the past 24
just like the kind of the hard weather change or whatever.
Yeah, kind of quicker than my body expected the weather to change.
Yeah,
but it's been a great week. Work is getting better, slowing down a little bit, not working as late at night. That's and even when I do here, it's like, it's not too bad, because I'm not like kind of in a third floor attic area, which is fine, like, which is great, but like kind of being able to look out the window and see the water and all that stuff, it's been really nice. And spend a lot of time working outside, which is cool. Cool. I could just sit on the couch outside and do some work. So like, even like I worked a little bit this weekend, and even that wasn't too bad, because I just got to kind of enjoy everything. Went to the skate park on Saturday. Nice. got some footage filmed by Alicia. We went together, and she was filming, cheering me on. So it was really fun. Went out to dinner. Florida's kind of crazy. So Saturday morning, we were going to go on a walk on the beach, and we did, but we stopped at a coffee shop, and this coffee shop had just opened like 9 days ago.
Oh wow, okay.
But literally, like, 100% of the employees there were not wearing masks.
It's a different world, man. Florida is like, it's a whole different world. I mean, it's completely different than anything else.
And yeah, like it really is. And before that, like we had seen like a few people like at the grocery store or restaurants like not wearing masks.
Yeah.
But just the whole group of employees there, like I don't know, and they were talking a lot too, like to me when I was ordering my food.
Yeah.
Like, it almost seemed like like aggressive, man.
Yeah.
He was asking me all these questions. He was like asking me, he's like, oh, so you must not be from around here. And I was like, yeah, we're just visiting for the weekend. And I was like, I don't know if he said that because I was wearing a mask or because
probably.
Yeah. And it was like a small coffee shop too. Like it wasn't like a big, it wasn't like a Harris Teeter or something. It was
that's funny.
Small.
Yeah, they don't care. They give zero. They don't care about anything down there. They just don't.
So that's weird. Yeah, so that's why we haven't we haven't gone out much when Alicia's parents were here, just because her dad's a little bit older, so like we didn't want to expose them or anything. But we went out this weekend and explored the area. It's like a really cool area. A lot of younger people there too. But yeah, different world. Like Florida's just different beast, even compared to North Carolina. Yeah, which is like considered like a southern state.
Yeah,
but it's been a good week.
Cool.
How's your week been?
It was good. It was good. We kind of we've had some nasty weather here. We were preparing for an ice storm that kind of got overblown. You know how weathermen are. And but I mean, it did ice up, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, I ended up going out to get batteries and stuff, or filling up the flashlights, making sure everything was good to go. Just in case we lost power, but we never did, or nothing ever. I know there's a couple places that did, but we were fortunate enough not have to deal with something like that. Friday night, me and the parents watched Kellen, and Kaylee had gone over to a friend's house for the night, so we went out to our local bar, and I mean, everything closes about 9 around here, just with restrictions and stuff, but kind of like Florida, we walked in and not a mask was on, and it's a bar. People just don't care. So like we were walking around trying to find, because it was like packed. So we were trying to find like a place to sit so we could order some food and some drinks. And we ended up standing up at the bar. And as we were walking around, I looked at Brittany. I was like, man, I kind of feel stupid wearing a mask right now, because like nobody's wearing one. The employees were, but yeah, when you kind of get into like the bar scene and like the whole restaurant thing in general, when you're going out, because like once people sit down, you take your masks off. So it kind of doesn't make sense, but I mean that's just what people do, I guess. So
like wearing a mask to go in.
Yeah, I don't really see people like here in North Carolina. They generally have masks on. Like it's not a big deal. There's a couple people. Like I remember going to Walmart one time, and this guy, they were handing out masks if you didn't have one, and this guy walked through the crowd or whatever, and they were like, hey, you need to put a mask on. He's like, I got asthma or something like that, and then just didn't even, I mean, no one even like tried to stop him, whatever. But
oh man,
I was like, man, it's really not that big of a deal. Like it's whatever. But
people don't care.
Yeah, other than that, pretty standard work week, all that good stuff. It was a good week.
Nice. I have to talk about this movie I watched this weekend. It's called Replicas. It came out in 2018. Features Keanu Reeves. Okay. I don't know how you feel about him as an actor. He's okay. He's a wonderful human being. I don't think he's a good actor.
No, when you take him out of like your standard action roles, because I mean he doesn't do a lot of talking in like John Wick or something, where
even The Matrix, he's not talking like that much.
No.
So all right, I'm gonna go into full spoilers for Replicas real quick, because I don't recommend anyone watch it.
Is this the movie that I've seen on Facebook where like he's like buried in the ground for a scene or something, and like just his head is sticking up?
No, that's
okay.
I think that's some different, probably bad movie.
Yeah. Continue.
But he's a biomedical research scientist who works at this company, and his job is attempting to transfer the mind of a dead soldier into an android with superhuman strength.
Okay.
It was like on the breakthrough of achieving that. And in the midst of that, he goes on a trip with his family and they get into a car crash and his wife and 3 children die.
Okay.
So you kind of see where this goes. So
yeah.
He calls his friend and his friend brings over all of the equipment, all the stuff so they can download their mind. And he creates a clone of all of them, like incubates them for 17 days and creates a clone of all of them. And that's the first half. And so the first half was okay. Like it was kind of like a Frankenstein, like he's kind of going mad, like watching these levels, like the health levels as these clones are being built.
Yeah.
And then it gets weird. So I missed a pivotal plot point. 3 kids died and his wife died, and his friend only had 3 pods. So he had to pick a name out of the hat.
Oh my gosh.
That person couldn't be brought back to life. So it was one of his daughters, and it was the one he loved the most, based off of the 15 minutes of background they gave on the family relationship.
Yeah.
So what he did was he went into everyone's like neural pathways and deleted the memory of the daughter Zoe from their mind.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. So he was the only one with the memory. And then he brought them all back and they were all like, it was kind of like they hadn't skipped a beat, but they were still adjusted to their new bodies. So they were like really hungry and because they hadn't eaten in 17 days. And they kind of felt like something was missing in their life and whatever. So the wife ended up finding out, or kind of confronted Keanu about it, and he told her that they died.
Do they look the same?
Yeah, they look exactly the same.
Okay.
It was a perfect clone. I'm just trying to think of what. So the company he works for is actually an evil company that is planning on like selling clones or creating these clones and selling them for malicious purposes.
Yeah.
And the villain is really, he's a bad actor. It was very poorly portrayed. So the villain like comes to Keanu's house while they're all having dinner, and he attempts to kill everybody. And then Keanu like knocks him out. He knocks this guy out. I feel like I'm explaining this very poorly, but it's okay. And then they all go back to the facility and they remove these trackers from themselves. And then Keanu implants his mind into an android.
Okay.
Which is what he was trying to do with the other people, but he did it himself, where he puts on this thing and sticks a needle in his eye and then downloads his mind data and uploads android. And then that android comes alive and starts killing the villain and killing everybody. And then they kind of escape, I guess. And so Keanu and his family escape, but then there's the robot with Keanu's mind, and then there's the villain. And then they start their own company.
Yeah.
Transferring the minds of terminally ill / old people into new bodies.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
So
I'm sure I missed a few points, but
to go back to the 3 pod situation, once these pods have been used, can they never be used again? Because what's to stop you from just...
See, that's the really stupid thing about the movie is they can be used again. So he could have just... Oh, sorry. I missed the last scene of the movie. He does bring back the last daughter.
Oh, okay.
At the end, presumably through either another pod or the same pod that they used.
Okay. But then all the other people's minds are still erased, so they don't have the memories of the other daughter when she comes back?
Yeah, they never explained that part because the mother ended up being told that she had a daughter and her memory was erased.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Keanu like went into their minds and added back in that memory he deleted, but that was another plot hole in the movie. There were a whole lot of plot holes that I didn't jump into, but it got an 11% on Rotten Tomatoes. like I didn't want to look up reviews for this movie before I watched it because I didn't want to like paint,
What made you want to watch this movie?
We were struggling to find something to watch and
Yeah.
came across it with Keanu, and Alicia and I both like Keanu Reeves as a human and not as an actor. So we saw this and we're like, oh, the trailer looked pretty cool. Like it looked like they were, duplicating humans, whatever. It looked pretty science fiction-y. And then halfway through, I was like, all right, I have to look at the reviews because this is turning really bad really fast.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, 11%.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
well, that's we'll stay away from that one then.
I mean, I would watch it if you want to see like a pretty bad movie, but
yeah.
But otherwise.
But is it like one of those bad? It's so bad that it's good kind of movie.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Like the acting is pretty. Aside from Thomas Middleditch, who I don't know if you know who he is, but let's see, what movies he was in. He was in Silicon Valley.
Okay, I've never seen that.
It's a good show. You should watch it. You probably recognize him if you saw him, but
okay.
Most of the acting was pretty bad, especially Keanu.
Especially Keanu.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to derail us, but we can.
Good old Keanu. Yeah, he's not a great actor, but it's okay. He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
We're gonna jump right into kind of major spoilers for Little Nightmares 2 and The Medium. So I would say if you're listening to the show, maybe skip ahead just a little bit if you don't want it to be spoiled. But we kind of just wanted to talk about some of the stuff in those two games.
Yeah.
And everyone's had Little Nightmares 2 just came out, but Medium's been out for about a month. So, but yeah, let's start with The Medium, Nick. I know we had talked about on the podcast before, just our impressions with it. How did you like the story and kind of like some of the major kind of story beats?
I thought the story was really good. It kind of unfolded like in a timely manner. Like
yeah.
A lot of revelations came towards the end, and it was just a really well done story. I really enjoyed it. A little, the names were a little bit hard to remember because they were so similar. Like Henry, I
had to turn on the subtitles and have it so where it showed the person's name because like you said, it was pretty hard to tell who was talking without it. But yeah, I really enjoyed the story. I mean, the Maw is a creepy character, and I thought, I'm forgetting his name. The voice actor.
He played
Troy
Baker.
Troy Baker, yeah. I thought he did an excellent job with the voicing of them all. Yeah, how did you like the ending? Like it doesn't really. It's like the way the game ends or whatever. You either it's implied that you either kill yourself or you have to shoot your sister to get rid of them all.
Yeah, super cliffhanger. Just about
and it kind of just ends like you hear the gun go off, but you don't know what happens, and then of course, I'm forgetting the character's name, but the dad, you see like his spirit form coming out.
Oh, Thomas.
Yeah, you see Thomas's spirit form come out, which I don't know what that really means as far as the story goes, but I guess he's free now.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't know where Thomas, like the main Thomas is. So, it was kind of interesting, and just like, and then like the whole creepiness factor of the friend or whatever, that I guess it's heavily implied that he molested the sister or whatever when she was
he did
when they were younger, and that's kind of where all the stuff started with the Maw and stuff. So
it was, I didn't know this at the time, but the Maw was an extension of Sadness or Lily.
Yeah.
Because of like her trauma that she faced, and that's why you had to either kill yourself or kill Lily at the end, because the Maw wouldn't go away if Lily was still alive.
Yeah.
But I don't know why Marianne would kill herself.
Well, because I think because So is it stated that if she kills Lily, the Maw will go away and
I
be
think that's
killed?
implied.
Because she's the one that brought him in, like him into the physical world or whatever.
Yeah, because she created it.
Okay, because yeah, I mean it's stated that she kills herself because he wants her because she's more powerful, I guess,
And
as a
then
medium.
if he couldn't get her, then he would just kind of fade away, or would he
Yeah,
just stay there for forever?
yeah, I think he would just stay in Lily's whatever presence or something.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really liked all the interactions with them all. There's a couple of frustrating points with him, just because I mean, there's no action in the or there's no like fighting in the game or whatever, so you just have to run away. And there were some parts that got a little frustrating, but yeah, he's a really creepy guy. Just talking about like wearing you as his skin suit or
Yeah,
whatever.
that was he wouldn't stop talking about that, and
Yeah,
that's creepy.
but
How
yeah,
did you like the parts where you played as Nathan or Thomas? Thomas, sorry.
it was a little slow. There was a couple of
Yeah.
spots, especially that first time you're going in there and you're going through
Mhm.
like the hedge maze or whatever.
Yeah, that seemed to go on forever.
Yeah, that lasted a long. The parts where you went inside the mansion and stuff were okay. I mean, it was fine.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that stuff kind of drug on a little bit, I thought. And then like the part where you um it's that agent or whatever, you go into his mind and you're like traveling through like the world and like there's the
Yeah.
bookcases and all that stuff. That part lasted a little bit too long, I think, as well. But yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, I thought those parts were, I don't want to say they were filler because like the bookcase section was pretty cool, at least from like an environmental
Yeah,
aspect, but it kind of felt like it was kind of padded out in between playing as Marianne because I just wanted to see what happened with her.
yeah,
But
I just wanted to get back to Marianne and continue the
yeah,
story because I enjoyed it so much that but yeah, I mean it was yeah, not necessarily filler, like it added to the story, but it was definitely some of the weaker parts of that game
mhm.
for sure. But yeah, there's I mean there's gonna be like we said, there's some sort of cliffhanger at the end, so hopefully there'll be another medium.
Yeah. Do you think there will be a sequel?
I don't know. I would want there to be. I thought it was I really enjoyed it, like the atmosphere and stuff. So
Yeah,
I would like to see a new one.
yeah. I would like to see a new one with like a little bit of combat
Yeah,
potentially.
maybe that's what it was missing, just like some more combat or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. If you had to rank it out of 10, what do you think you would give it?
Probably like a 7.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I wrote down.
it's good. It's not it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's
Mhm.
5 or 6 hours, so it's very short. Um yeah, I mean it's a game without combat. I didn't know kind of what to expect. I didn't know that there wasn't going to be any combat in the game. Um but just going through like Bloober's kind of track record, there usually isn't. So that did make sense.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good change of pace from like I had been playing Assassin's Creed for 50 plus hours before that, so like it was
Yeah,
good change of pace to play a 5 to 6 hour game with no combat and just kind of be there for the story and play it
right.
up. So I liked it. I thought it was like a 7 out of 10 game. You know, the fact that it was on Game Pass
Yeah,
made quite a big difference. Like I don't know if I would have.
yeah. I don't think this thing's worth $60.
I think it was only like 50 or 40 on
Oh, okay. So okay,
upfront.
okay.
Yeah,
Well then, yeah, then that's fine.
yeah, because
But
there's not
yeah,
much replayability to it either.
no, not really. I mean, unless you just and I mean the only reason you're going through that game is for the story. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't see why you would want to replay it unless you're just achievement hunting or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
but but yeah, great game, great recommendation for Game Pass especially. It's one of those perfect Game Pass games.
yeah, and it was one of the first Series X/S exclusive games that came out.
Yeah, yeah, it was good.
Do you
All right,
think it was
let
like, sorry, but do
no,
you
you're
think
fine.
a good showcase of what the Series X and S can do, or kind of a watered?
Uh, I don't think that this could have been done on the previous Xbox just with the two kind of engines running. So yeah, I think it is a good showcase. But still, I still want some. I want to see something more like that first real game. You're just like, yes, like this cannot be done on anything else other than the Series X.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree 100%.
Let's jump into Little Nightmares 2 real quick and just kind of. I mean, there's not much of a story in this game, anyways, but we'll kind of talk about like
subtle,
the monsters and stuff that you kind of go through. So we've already talked about this before, but after you finished it, what was kind of your general thoughts of the game?
So I thought the atmosphere was excellent. I kind of liked it better than the first game where I just feel like it had more varied environments. Well, the first game was completely on a ship, but the second one kind of expanded beyond that. The school section, the wilderness, the first section, the Pale City, I thought were standouts.
Yeah.
But the hospital was super creepy.
Oh yeah, with like the weird like mannequin stuff.
Yeah,
going on with the flashlight. Yeah, that was really creepy.
That last part with him was pretty tense when you were just trying to escape to get back to 6, and there were like 15 of them chasing you.
Oh yeah, that was
like periodically turn around and freeze them all with your flashlight.
The game does a very, very good job of making it feel very tense that you could get swept up any second by these monsters. Like it's a very, very close call scenarios of you like sliding under a door or something like that. We've talked about it before, but with the game being 2D, but you're still kind of running, in the foreground or background or whatever. For a lot of these levels, it can make the camera angles kind of weird, and you think that you should be able to pass something when no, not actually, you can't. Specifically, there's a part where you're running through hallways and there's like these hands coming out and grabbing you, and that part can be a little bit difficult because it's hard to see exactly where you are on screen. What was kind of like your I kind of want to talk about the monsters. What was kind of like your favorite like monster in terms of like creepiness?
Well, the hand for sure, or I should say the hands, like the little severed hands.
Yeah, those were
the
creepy.
combat sections with those were pretty tense.
Yeah,
and then the first time you come across it was pretty freaky.
Yeah.
Because that was in I think that was in the school.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe the hospital. Maybe
no, that was a hospital.
Yeah. That and the mannequins in the hospital were pretty scary.
Yeah, they were definitely creepy. I really liked the teacher. She was creepy whenever with her like extended neck or whatever. And then that whole scene at the very end where she's coming through the vents trying to get you and like you barely escape. So that was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty tense.
Yeah.
How'd you like the first encounter with the guy with the shotgun?
Oh, it's creepy. They did like a really great job of like, you go through the house the whole time and you're like, man, where is this guy at? And you see like the creepy like mannequin dummies or whatever. And you keep thinking they're going to get up and chase you or something. But then, whenever you're first walking by him and he's ripping up meat or something, that was pretty creepy. They did a good job of setting that up. And then just that kind of chase sequence was cool. It was a really quick kind of chase sequence, but going through like the field or whatever and trying to hide from him. It was definitely tense.
Yeah, that was a cool opening to the game for sure.
Yeah.
And then I liked the addition of combat because it came up more than I thought it would have, but it was mainly in the school and the hospital.
Yeah.
Where you were using like an axe or a bat to fight the kids or the hand or whatever have you. But I thought that was cool. Like it wasn't a lot, but just kind of having that kind of varied gameplay was pretty great. Like it was good addition to the first game.
I did struggle. I didn't love the combat because there's a couple sections with like the kids where they can like and again
they kind of juke you out.
Yeah, they juke you out, and then sometimes like you'll be in mid swing and they'll jump at you and then they'll get you. So that part was a little frustrating, but it wasn't too bad. And then like putting the kid's head on your body and walking through like that section when they're all going crazy in the cafeteria, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was definitely a cool section. Yeah,
um
I mean, I guess the last thing I want to touch on was like there were some kind of cheap, unavoidable deaths the
yeah.
first time you go through, but like it it really doesn't matter because you load up so fast, like within a few seconds, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just kind of more of like a kind of like a set piece death, you
Yeah.
know. It's just oh, yeah, this is a cool way to die or whatever.
Yeah, cool way to die.
Yeah.
Let's jump to the end where you finally meet the
The
what is he
thin,
called? The Thin Man or whatever.
yeah.
Um, and that whole like, yeah, he was a pretty creepy dude when he comes out of the TV for the first time. And then that whole gameplay part with the TVs I really enjoyed too, where you have to like use the TVs to distract the people. Um,
Yeah, that was super.
definitely a well, they do a good job with like their metaphors to like society, with like the first one being like we're gluttonous or whatever, and then this one being just addicted to
To content.
television or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but they did a great job of making like those humans really creepy, and like as soon as you turn that TV off with the remote that you get, they go berserk and
I
try to
think
kill you.
some of them like kill themselves,
Yeah.
which is
So
yeah, it was kind of a crazy metaphor. Um, but yeah, that was a cool that was a really cool section, the Pale City, and then meeting the Thin Man. And then what, six gets taken, right? He
yep.
he takes her kind of into the ether, into the
Yeah, and she like becomes like this giant form of herself or whatever. And there's like, of course, there's another chase sequence, and then
mm,
kind of a boss fight where you have to um attack her music box or something like that, if I'm remembering correctly, going through like these portals and stuff.
yeah.
That was a pretty cool boss fight. And then like a turn of events, you're both running out together, and she lets you go. You're like you jump and you're like hanging on, and she's holding on to you, and then she just lets you go.
And
And
then
you
this was like a jump that kind of you had made before a few
yeah,
times, where like she'll grab you and pull you up.
yeah. So
Just yeah.
very,
It's
and I mean, there's of course there's no dialogue or anything like that in this game. So it's just kind of a bunch of environmental storytelling. But you end up your character ends up becoming the Thin Man. There's like a kind of like a time lapse video of him going, um, and then it's kind of revealed that this was a prequel to the original one. And it's weird because you have to collect like throughout the game. There's like these kind of glitchy ghost kids, then you hug them and they kind of disappear. And apparently, if you get all of them, there'll be a shot of like a brochure for the mall, the
mm,
ship in the first one. Um, so I kind of wanted more out of the story as far as like, I mean, that was a cool reveal that it was a prequel.
mm.
Um, and with, I don't know if you saw the news, but the developer is done with Little Nightmares. They're not going to be making any more.
Yeah, because they
They're
were
going to be moving on
purchased.
to a new project. Now that doesn't say Bandai Namco can't hire another studio to work on Little Nightmares, because they do own the IP. But hopefully we get some sort of like DLC for this, just to kind of maybe see how Six got to the mall or something like that. And then also I want to see
Yeah,
like the end of the first one was so crazy with the powers that she gets. I kind of want to see like something beyond that. So I want more Little Nightmares, but it doesn't seem like we're probably gonna get it, which sucks.
yeah, probably not anytime soon, at least.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought like, was it revealed that it was a prequel when Six finds the raincoat and puts it on?
Yeah, I think that's like the first
Kind of alludes to it.
yeah, like yeah, the first time where you're like, well, maybe this is a prequel, because this looks like she's getting it for the first time, and because and not just found it or whatever.
Yeah, at
So
first I thought she was just kind of finding it again,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, it was revealed to be a prequel, and I was kind of reading online, and some of the theories were that Six recognized that Mono was going to turn into the Thin Man,
Yeah.
and that's why she let go of his hands and let him fall. But like that specifically is why he turned into the Thin Man,
Yeah.
because he fell down. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a thinker, like kind of, you know, how can you change fate? And I don't know. Yeah, got me thinking.
Yeah.
Because like if that wouldn't have happened, would Mono have become the Thin Man?
Right. Yeah. Would it or yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I wonder. Hopefully we'll get some DLC, but we'll see.
Mm.
Um any final thoughts on Little Nightmares?
Uh, I don't think so. I think I liked it more than the first game.
I did too. Yeah, it was the set pieces were cooler. It's a beautiful game too.
Mm.
The first one looked really good. Um, but yeah, it's a great game. Great game
Yeah, highly recommend.
for sure. I did like the hats too. All the hats you could find, they were cool.
I don't think I found a single hat, to be
Really,
honest. Yeah,
I was looking for them.
I was too, like near the end, but
Yeah.
didn't buy a single damn one.
But yeah, that's going to conclude our kind of spoilers. So we'll jump into what we've been playing. I have been playing some Pokemon Go. They
Wow.
they
Okay.
they did like a big event this on Saturday for
Mm.
the Kanto event to kind of celebrate the first games or whatever.
Yeah.
So they released like a pass. It was like $10. I wasn't gonna do it, but then I woke up and people were like kind of hyped for it, so I ended up buying it and you know was just playing from home. But it was cool like seeing all the original Pokemon like spawned, and like I got like a ton of shiny Pokemon, which is always
Mm.
good for these kind of events. Um, but yeah, it was cool to kind of get back into it because I play periodically. Like I don't. I'll like I might pull it up for a second just to see if there's anything and like shiny check the Pokemon.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't touched the game in a long time, and in which I really do miss like the social aspect of it, because like going to like the community days with people, like going to like the park in Greensboro, and just seeing
Mhm.
like 50, 60 people out there playing, it was really cool. And not something that you really experience that often. And I kind of miss doing that because Brittany and I both got really into it. But we've both fallen off. But yeah, I got like 10 or 11 shinies. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I was happy. It was a fun time. Um,
Yeah,
so
I miss that first summer of when it came out. Like that was like everybody was playing it, man.
oh yeah.
Like you could just assume that everybody on their phone outside was playing
Yeah,
Pokemon
yeah.
Go.
People were walking around like they were playing Pokemon. Like, it's
Yeah,
crazy. But
man.
other than that, I have been playing. I finished up. We talked about it last week. I finished up Bowser's Fury. But I've been going through like the main story of 3D World,
Mhm.
and getting. I just beat it today. Um, rolled credits, and then of course I'm going to like the post game stuff with Rosalina and stuff like that. Great game, man. There's a lot of levels that are just fantastic. Um, yeah, I mean it's an older game. It came out originally on the Wii U, but
Mhm.
if you guys have not played it, um, I would say it's worth it just because of Bowser's Fury alone. Like that's such a unique expansion.
Yeah, it's cool.
And very happy that they added that on, because I honestly probably wouldn't have picked this up without that. But of course, like the main story of 3D World is great. Like some of those levels are just absolutely fantastic, and
Mhm.
using all the power ups and stuff is fun, and you know just going through them and um, getting all the stars and 100%ing every level. It's been a lot of fun.
So are you gonna like completely 100% it, like get all the
Oh yeah, yeah,
stones?
yeah. I plan on
You know what that means,
going through
right? That means you have
what
to play through it 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah, you have to play through it with each character to get all the stamps.
Oh really? Well,
Yeah.
some levels require a certain character.
You
I
have to
don't.
play through it all.
You have to beat it with all of them.
Yeah. Or the alternative way is to, at the very end of each level, add in the 3 other characters and have them all jump on the flagpole
Oh,
at the same time.
well, I'm not gonna do that. Obviously, that's too much.
Yeah, but that's how you get like the final stamps. I think is to
Oh,
be
gotcha.
yeah.
I do like in this game though, and I don't remember this being in the original. When you get a star or a
Like
stamp
a green
and you
star.
die, and you have to restart the level, it saves the fact that you got it the first time,
Yeah,
and
I
you
don't think
don't.
it did that in the beginning.
Yeah, and was like a godsend because like I remember in the first game like that was kind of where the challenge was being able to do all that stuff and then completing the level. But this now if you exit the level without beating it first, then obviously you're going to lose your progress with the stars and stamps. But I'm so happy that they added that into it because it is
Yeah,
very
that's a
nice, very
nice
nice.
addition.
Yeah,
And it's a little bit quicker too. You move around a little bit faster.
yeah. Fun game though, fun game.
Yeah,
I
fantastic.
think that is all I've been playing. Oh no, I picked up the DLC for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Just because
Nice.
I was itching to play it, and I was kind of reading some reviews on it. It's bad. It's not a great DLC. The
Is
first
it a
one,
story DLC?
it is. So and I'll jump into like kind of the story of Dragon Ball Super or whatever. But so it takes place after Dragon Ball Z. It starts going into the super plot with Beerus and Whis, the destroyer god.
Okay.
And you go to his. Well, first of all, it doesn't follow the super stuff at all. Like you go to his world, whatever, Beerus' home, and Whis starts training Goku and Vegeta. In the actual story, Beerus awakens and he wants someone to fight, and he's heard that there was like a legend of like a god Super Saiyan, and then he goes to Earth, and then that's where everything happens. But in this case, they get you and they take you to his homeworld, and then you start basically having to. The whole point of the first DLC is to get your level because they raised the cap up to like 300, I think, for your level, and they introduced a new item that can like automatically level you up. So, but you have to grind and you have to fight Whis like a bunch of times to get this item, and it's fun. I mean, it takes like a minute to fight, so it's nothing crazy, and the fights aren't too hard. Um,
Mm.
Now again, with this style of game, if you don't have like health or like potions or whatever, you're gonna lose just because you just get hurt so easily. Um, but yeah, it's a pretty big grind fest. There's like no story to it. It's weird because Vegeta gets in the show or the manga, Vegeta never goes into Super Saiyan God. He just immediately goes into Super Saiyan God, Super
Super.
Saiyan, yeah, whatever, with the blue hair. Super Saiyan Blue is what they call it.
Yeah.
So in the show, he never goes into like the red haired form, but he does in this. So it's weird.
It's not even canon.
Yeah, it's not even canon. It's very weird. Um, but whatever. And then after that, there's a second part which introduces the story arc for Frieza. And there's like you fight Frieza one time and that's or twice I think, and that's it. It's a very very quick DLC. It does give you Super Saiyan Blue, which is cool to use that in then fights. And the actual fight with Frieza is really cool. They do some cool stuff with like the combat and kind of like the way you finish them off is a really cool I don't know video or something. But yeah, it's $25. There's going to be a
Oh,
part
wow.
3. So I don't know what that's going to entail, like because I mean I guess the next thing after the Vegeta or the Frieza stuff is like the tournament of, or not the tournament of power, but like the tournament between universe 6 and 7. I know I'm getting like, if you don't know what this is, it's kind of getting off the rails or whatever, but so I don't know what they're going to introduce, and then if they do a second Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, are they going to get into the super stuff? So, or are they going to do DLC after this? I'm not really sure. But it's not a great DLC. They did introduce like something called horde battles where you fight like
Okay.
hundreds of enemies, 150 enemies, 300 enemies at once. and you are so overpowered from the first DLC that I literally spammed the B button. I just pressed the B button the entire time.
I killed
and
them
you
all.
kill them all. They also it's also very weird too, because I guess it's strange because when you're training with Whis in the first DLC, you start off with nothing, and you learn Kaioken, you learn Super Saiyan, you learn Super Saiyan 2, you learn Super Saiyan 3, even though you have already done this. And they do something funny, like with the dialogue. Goku will be like, I've actually already learned this. He's like, oh my gosh, okay. And then you just move on to the next training or whatever. So it's strange, and it made it seem like if someone's first playing the game but skip the story and just jump immediately into the DLC, that's the way they get you to the power level that you need to be at. But then I don't know why you would not play the story and then just jump immediately into it's very weird the way they did it.
That is weird.
So hopefully the DLC 3 will be good, or be just more, be longer, like with more kind of story elements to it.
Yeah, and this is $25 for the season pass with all 3 DLCs.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you already had it before, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I didn't have the season pass. I just bought it.
Okay.
But yeah, not great. Hopefully the third one will be better, but we'll see. I really like the game, man. It's like a 7 out of 10, whatever. But sometimes just those kind of games just click with you, and you love it. Like, it's like not great, but you still just want to play it, Other than that has been it.
Okay. What have I been playing? I've been playing some more 3D World. I'm through like World 3. I think I'm finishing up. So I haven't played a ton. I've been mostly playing Cyber Shadow. So I finished that up yesterday. Dude, like, it's been a pretty frustrating game, like especially the latter half. Just playing through those levels, not necessarily the boss fights, but just like getting from checkpoint to checkpoint has been really, really hard and frustrating. And we were talking about this earlier, but some of those levels where you're like setting off motion sensors and setting up alarms, like, those are really frustrating because like once you set it off, like you're pretty much dead. Like, you can't really do much. But I thought the last boss was pretty phenomenal, and it had a bit of a learning curve, and you had to figure out like each part of the fight. But once you do, like, it's pretty easy to fly through the first few and get to the last one. And so I thought it was like the last boss fight, and then every other boss fight in the game were really well designed. Like, some of like the I don't want to say some of my favorite boss fights because that's not true, but like they were pretty phenomenal boss fights. And like, I almost wish it was like a boss rush game instead of a play through these levels and get to the boss, play through checkpoints, because I felt like that was way more better executed than the actual like checkpoint to checkpoint gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was really good. I thought the unlocks were well paced. Getting the double jump was awesome.
Yeah.
Like the first few chapters weren't too difficult, but then it got pretty difficult.
It kind of ramps up
6 through 9.
Yeah.
But like overall, it was pretty great, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I definitely want to go back to it and finish it. But yeah, I was just getting so frustrated because like it's hard, but there's just some parts that just seem like it's kind of unfair at times, and that's when I really get frustrated with games, when it's just I feel like it's just unfair, versus actually just like a challenge, because like getting checkpoint through checkpoint is so difficult in that latter half of the game that it's a very frustrating game, but it's good. I really do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, sometimes it would take me like 20 to 30 minutes to get from one checkpoint to another. I think I was at 9 hours when I finished.
Oh wow!
But I feel like most of that was in the back half of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Just kind of getting from one to another. So it was pretty difficult, but great game. It was made by one person, which is like a phenomenal feat in itself. Yeah. I went back and played and kind of started through King of Cards, Shovel Knight King of Cards again.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know why, but I never finished it back when it came out in 2019. So I want to.
Yeah, I haven't finished it either.
Yeah, I want to go through and wrap that up. Finish it.
I really like the card battling mechanic too, and it was really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah, I'll probably do the same thing and kind of go back through it because there's I don't know when there's the next kind of big game is coming out, so we'll see.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for me. Cyber Shadow, finishing up with Limers 2, 3D World. Yeah. You wanna jump into this Nintendo Direct that
Let's do it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
So for the first time in a year and a half, we had a 50-minute long Nintendo Direct, and you and I were both super hyped up for it, and kind of we tweeted out some expectations that we had. And I just want to read that list real quick, just for giggles.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I said Zelda Wii U port / 2D remake, which was almost correct.
Yeah.
New Smash character, that was kind of a given. Pokemon Snap gameplay, didn't even get that.
Yeah. Very weird. Didn't even mention it.
Yeah. It's like, well, that'll probably come on Pokemon Day.
Yeah, that's true.
At the end of this month. Bravely Default 2 final trailer, we got that. I said Fire Emblem Echoes or a new remake. Didn't see anything there. Metroid Prime Trilogy, didn't see anything. Mario and Rabbids sequel, no. Bayonetta 3, no news. And then Hollow Knight Silksong, nothing. So that was kind of like our expectations, and most of it didn't come true.
Yeah.
But do you want to go through the biggest announcements?
Yeah, let's just start from the top. So like it ended with the trailer for Splatoon 3, which it's very weird because like they said that they were focusing on stuff at the beginning of, or like the first half of 2021, but then they ended with that. So it was weird.
Which coming in 2022.
Yeah. So they had like kind of like a 3 or 4 minute trailer showing like the customizations and stuff like that. A couple of like new weapons. I'm looking forward to this. I really want it to be completely different than Splatoon 1 and 2. If it's kind of more of the same, I probably won't pick it up. Just because I mean I've played 1, and then going from 1 to 2, not a huge difference at all, really. I mean, there are weapons that they added, but I don't want more weapons because there's so many in the game. I kind of want to see something more interesting with like the story mode in the campaign, and it looks like maybe there's going to be like some open world aspects to it. With the desert scenario and stuff, and then you travel to like the city or whatever. But maybe there's going to be something in between that. Maybe some like side missions or something. Looking forward to it, but kind of skeptical, I guess.
A little bit. When they first showed like the cinematic of the character like walking sideways and showing the background, I thought it was like a 2D spinoff for a minute.
Yeah.
And I was kind of excited. Cool. I was kind of excited for that. And then they showed like traditional Splatoon gameplay, and I was like, okay, this looks like a Splatoon game set in a less colorful world. Kind of like
when they showed off the multiplayer, it just looked exactly the same.
Yeah, I think there were like a few differences, but they were pretty subtle.
Yeah, and there's a new weapon and stuff.
Yeah,
new ability, but other than that, yeah.
I mean, they'll obviously show more. Like Splatoon 2 came out in like 2017, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
So I hope there are like a lot of changes to the game. because I did like 2, but it felt like a 1.5.
Yep.
If anything. So
yeah, definitely.
I'm excited to see more about what this game is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they specifically mentioned Breath of the Wild 2 that said that the development was going good, but they weren't going to share any details. Because quite honest, I think they're probably pushing for an end of year date for this thing in like November, but it may get pushed just with COVID and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they're not going to give us a definitive date quite yet.
Right.
But then they moved over to the Zelda Skyward Sword port.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this? Because it's a $60 game. It's going to be it's HDified because it was originally
Right.
on the original Wii. And then they of course gave us an option to play without motion controls. So what are your thoughts on this thing as just a whole?
I don't want to speak too preemptively because we haven't seen like a ton of the changes that are in this game, but from that trailer, it seems like a mediocre Wii port that's priced way too high.
Yeah, I think that's where
$60.
I have mine pre-ordered on Amazon. I don't know, man. I'm a sucker, but I think that we're going to get something new with this game, because there is amiibo support. They didn't mention anything about it, but it's got amiibo support. I'm thinking whenever we get the next proper or the Zelda Direct that everyone's hoping that we get, which I think will be next month. That's my kind of guess. I think we'll get some sort of like additional content for this game.
But don't you think they would have announced it in the initial Direct? Because that's what they did with 3D World.
Yeah, I think we'll get something additional.
So? Okay.
Yeah,
because they have to justify that $60 price tag somehow.
Yeah,
I mean, like they did that with like Wind Waker for the Wii U, like that was $60. Twilight Princess, but those kind of had some like quality of life improvements.
For sure, yeah, especially Wind Waker.
Yeah, especially Wind Waker. So like I want to see what else they do for Skyward Sword aside from remapping the motion controls.
Yeah, I think they have to. I think they have to add something because with kind of like the speculation of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess being a package deal, and that'll be $60, of course. All of a sudden, people are gonna be like, "Well, these two Zelda games that are superior are 60, but you want to charge 60 for just this one game."
Yeah.
I think they might have something extra with it. I'm hoping.
I hope you're right because I want this. Like Skyward Sword and like Spirit Tracks are like two of the only Zelda games that I've started and haven't completed.
Yep.
I haven't beaten. So like I want to play this again, and I'm probably gonna end up picking it up, even if it doesn't add a ton of stuff. But like,
yeah,
I don't know. I just want to have a good reason to play it. Like, I don't want to have a description of a green rupee pop up every time I pick up a green rupee. It's like, oh,
yeah, that was annoying.
One. Yeah, so it's like that's just like the bare minimum of what they should do for this game, I think. But I'm really excited to see the if they do a Zelda 35th anniversary direct, like. Yeah, I'd want to see more on what this port or what this remaster is.
Yep,
for sure.
I think you got the list in front of you, right?
Yeah, I've listed the big announcements. So, Mario Golf Super Rush.
Yes,
this one is
a surprise. It's kind of the surprise gem of the direct. It looks awesome. Like I am super. It gives me like heavy Wii Sport vibes as far as like the golf goes, because that was like my favorite sport on the original one. So definitely heavy vibes from that. But yeah, I mean, it just looks great.
Yeah, like even just like graphically, it looks pretty beautiful, and that speed golf mode, speed rush mode, like where you like, that's just like such a perfect mode for Mario Golf, and this franchise hasn't really been on console since like what, the GameCube?
I think so,
maybe? Yeah. Like it came to 3DS. Now it's like a really, really good game.
Yeah.
I really liked. I can't remember what it was called on 3DS, but that one's really good. But yeah, really pumped for Super Rush. I think that's gonna be a good game.
Yep, for sure.
I think it's gonna be better than Mario Tennis Aces was when it came out. Yeah, that's coming on June 25th.
Yep. And then we didn't mention it, but when does Zelda come out? It's July.
July 16th.
July 16th. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, not like 5 months away. It's pretty close.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice. What else we got? Fall Guys is coming to the Switch in the summer. It's also coming to Xbox as well.
Yeah, they didn't mention. I thought that they might have talked about like crossplay with everything, but they didn't mention that. So maybe that will hopefully come down the line. But
pipeline. For all the Smash fans, Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are coming to Smash.
We talked about it in like the stream, but I'm ready for this Smash stuff to be over with. Like I think there's 2 more characters. It's fun. It's fun. Like as we don't play Smash, but it's fun to speculate what's going to be. But yeah, I'm kind of over it.
I don't want it to be the main announcement of every Nintendo event.
Yeah. At least they started off with it, and then we could just move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of over it.
Same. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is getting an expansion pack with 2 waves of content, with the first launching in June and then the second one coming in November.
They didn't talk about what it was. I mean, I know they did like a list of kind of like what to expect for $20, but they didn't talk about anything. So
new characters though.
Yeah, new characters. I'm assuming new story. Obviously, some new story stuff. I don't know. Depending on what it is, I don't know if I'll pick this up because I still haven't beaten the first one or the original.
We still need to finish it.
Campaign. I'm thinking maybe if there is a Zelda Direct, we'll get some more news on that.
Yeah, probably get like some characters announced or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good for a Zelda Direct. That Skyward Sword, the Wind Waker, Twilight. I mean, they have a lot of stuff that they could announce for that.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff they can do.
Mm-hmm. No More Heroes 3 is launching on August 27th. So that's finally got a release date. I mean, that was announced like a few years ago.
Yeah.
So that one's finally coming out. You never played any of the other ones, right?
No, it never kind of caught my attention.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through the first one, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's just really clunky gameplay because it's such an old game.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. What else we got? Monster Hunter Rise got a new trailer. This is a pretty exciting trailer because it showed like a different type of gameplay.
Gameplay. Yeah, it looked beautiful. It looked better than like the demo looked. And then there's like a lot of story stuff too, which kind of intrigued me. I'm still on the fence about this game, but that trailer definitely helped me, want to play it. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, looks pretty good, man.
Yeah, looks cool.
What else we got? Project Triangle Strategy is coming in 2022. This is from Square Enix, and I think from the same team that did Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, it's like a spiritual successor, I think, to that. It looks interesting. Like the gameplay looks cool. Super serious. Like it's such a serious game. Like just all the voice acting and stuff that was going on during the trailer. But I downloaded the demo, but I have not played it yet.
Same here. I've been meaning to try it. Still need to finish Octopath Traveler.
God, yeah, same here.
That's on my 2021 list. Like I just want to finish it, man. I want to get through it.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks cool. I'm definitely intrigued by it.
Yeah. Those were kind of like the big announcements. There were some other ones like Star Wars Hunters is coming. We don't really know much about that.
Yeah, it looks like a free to play kind of like arena shooter thing. So.
Yeah. Knockout City had the worst and longest trailer of any game ever.
Yeah, that looked awful.
Yeah, not too high.
There was it was another what other game did that developer do?
They worked on Mario Kart Live.
Mario Kart. Oh, that was Mario Kart Live.
Yeah, that's from Velen Studios.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe it'll be good. Like maybe it'll be like a maybe like a Splatoon type cartoony multiplayer game. It could be good. It was just I don't think it was the right trailer.
No, and like having like all the characters at the beginning trying to make stupid jokes, it
didn't land.
Yeah, it didn't land, especially. I mean, I don't know. It was about halfway when that thing came on, and we kind of were getting to the point where we're realizing they just don't have anything to announce, and then that was
all right. There's 15 minutes left.
Yeah, and they announced that. So yeah, it doesn't look good, but who knows? It could be awesome.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty much it for the bigger games. And then we had a bunch of like smaller third-party titles like Neon White.
That card game that looked weird.
First-person card game, yeah. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville is coming to Switch.
Yep.
World Club, like Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. Yeah,
it was just underwhelming. I mean, yeah, we finally got a direct, which is exciting. And we got some good announcements, but at the end of the day, I think it wasn't necessarily overhyped by Nintendo, but I mean, because they announced it like the day before the actual direct, like they normally do. Mm-hmm. So of course, like the internet was just going crazy, and with all the speculations and stuff. But yeah, there just wasn't enough like big kind of bangers to come out of this thing that you would kind of expect for a direct that we haven't had in over a year and a half. So
yeah,
I think that's where it's kind of disappointed me.
Yeah, it was just pretty disappointing. I don't know. I wanted to hear more on like whether it was like Bayonetta 3 or Metroid Prime, like just how that development was going after it got rebooted or restarted in 2019. Like nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, nothing. It was I'm not gonna say it was a waste of 50 minutes of my life, but I wouldn't go like as hard as some people are. But yeah, it was just underwhelming. It was just an okay direct, and I just expected more announcements, more like bigger stuff.
Yeah, especially since it's been so long, and we just really haven't heard much outside of like Twitter videos or YouTube videos that they post randomly over the past like year. But so that was the Nintendo Direct. We should be getting a Pokemon Direct or something sometime in the next 2 weeks. I think Pokemon Day is like on the 27th or something, so we should get something around then.
Okay.
So we might hear about the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then anything else they have up their sleeves. But until then, we'll keep speculating again.
Yeah, exactly. We'll keep speculating, and we were finally right on the direct. We felt it in our bones that we were getting it, and we got it.
You're right.
Of course, some people are at this point now like they're not sure if the Zelda direct is going to happen, which I think 100% that we'll get something. But a lot of people were like, well, if they announced the Skyward Sword game outside of the direct, are we going to get one? But you have to also think that Paper Mario got announced outside of the Mario direct, a couple months prior. So, maybe they just wanted to put this in here just to get people somewhat excited, just because like I think the direct was, and they probably knew that it was just kind of lackluster and they needed something Zelda in it. So
they shifted it around a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, they probably shifted it around, added it here. We'll probably get some more details on it in the next like proper Zelda direct. But I think for sure we're gonna get the Zelda direct, because I think Mario is a more popular franchise for Nintendo as far as like revenue goes, but I think Zelda is more near and dear to people's hearts than Mario is. So and we got a lot of good stuff with the Mario's celebration. So I'm thinking we'll kind of get the same thing for Zelda.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they have like a kind of cool multiplayer Zelda game like they did with Mario 35.
Yeah, Oh, we didn't talk about the Joy-Cons, but the Zelda,
Right, yeah.
the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons look awesome. I'm
Mhm.
definitely picking those up for sure. Which I've got to contact Nintendo and get my Joy-Con sent in, because I was playing 3D World earlier on the couch in handheld mode, and like the character started drifting off. So,
Oh, no.
yep, I've got to I got to get them sent off. But yeah,
Yeah.
those Joy-Cons look really, really cool.
Is it pretty sweet? Might pick those up.
Yep. That's kind of it for the direct. Anything else you want to talk about before we move on to the rest of the news?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talk about the backwards stuff, because I haven't read. I've heard about it, but I haven't read on it.
Yeah. So the Series Xbox Series X and S are, at least some of the games on there, like some of the older backwards compatible games, are getting FPS boosts.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like kind of like toggle this on or off, and it'll increase frame rate from like 2 to 4 times.
Oh wow,
so some of the titles mentioned are Watch Dogs 2, Far Cry 4, Super Lucky's Tale, UFC 4, and Sniper Elite. I think Super Lucky's Tale is going from like 30 FPS to 120.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, and then like Watch Dogs 2 is probably going to 60. Far Cry 4 is going to 60 or 120. I think probably 120.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're getting big boosts. And then more games will be compatible with the FPS boost over time. So they'll add in older games.
Awesome.
So Xbox is definitely like focusing, I think, more on like making older games better right now than.
Yeah. They're just trying to make everything play great on the Series X.
Yeah.
Not just the joke is like they're focused on the older stuff and not new stuff, but there hasn't anything out yet. But we'll get there eventually with the new Xbox games. But yeah, that's great. They've done a lot of great work with the Series X and their overall kind of marketing and being very open about a lot of this developmental stuff. So good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I don't know what games I hope they add it for, but
yeah, I mean, there's nothing in specific that I'm like, I really want to play this on, with better frame rate, but maybe they'll add something that I'm like, oh, cool. And then I'll go check it out and play it again or something.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Bloober is working on maybe the next Silent Hill game.
Yeah, so according to a comment made by the Bloober team developer, the studio is working on an already established horror game franchise. And then kind of around the same time, Konami stated that they were like outsourcing the development of some of their titles.
Yeah.
Mainly like the Metal Gear Solid franchise and I think one other one. But
okay.
Kind of those two announcements together are bringing people to think that it might be Silent Hill.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's kind of the medium was like very Silent Hill-esque. So I think that's gonna be a great collaboration, because I like what the medium, or I like the medium and Bloober. So cool, sweet.
Yeah.
We talked about this earlier, but Little Nightmares 2 could be the last game in the series. I don't have the developer's name in front of me, but they are moving on to new projects. That doesn't say that Bandai Namco can't outsource or get a new studio to work on Little Nightmares franchise, but for now it is closed, which saddens me, because I thought that was a great series, and 2 is excellent. So
yeah.
Sucks.
So basically, Tarsier, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's the developer. They were purchased by Embracer Group in 2019.
Yep.
And since they had a prior commitment with Bandai Namco for Little Nightmares 2, they fulfilled that. But Embracer Group wants them to focus on new IPs now that they own Tarsier Group.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why they're stepping away, because Embracer would have to either like buy the IP itself or buy like the licensing for Little Nightmares. So they're just having Tarsier work on a new game, which is
hopefully it's like something kind of not necessarily like 2D or whatever, but like kind of in the horror kind of genre, because I would love to see what else they could do with that.
Yeah,
they do an excellent job with just like atmosphere, especially. They very creepy.
Kind of like atmospheric storytelling.
Was there anything from the BlizzCon, Nick, that you got excited for? I know there was like some. I really didn't watch it or keep up with it. I know like Diablo 2 is getting a remaster, which has got a lot of people excited for. I think there was some Diablo 4 news.
There's a new class, a new rogue class. But that's pretty much it. Aside from that, and Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Okay.
Yeah, which I think is coming this year.
Okay.
But I mean,
was there any Overwatch 2 news?
No.
Okay.
I think they had previously said not to expect any news until 2022
for Overwatch.
Yeah, that and Diablo 4, but they had this little announcement for it. Okay. Yeah, so not too much. I mean, I don't know if I'm hyped up for Diablo 2, but I heard that was a pretty beloved game in the franchise.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd play it. I played a lot of 3, so I think I'm okay. And then the last bit of news, we missed it last week. We just wanted to kind of talk about it. There's a new Xbox headset coming out, I think in March is when that comes out, but it's just like a new Microsoft or Xbox branded headset. Which is kind of surprising we haven't had one yet with the launch, but here we go. It looks, the features it has, it's completely wireless, Bluetooth. You can connect to both your phone and to your game at the same time, which is cool. So if people like to chat in like Discord or something, you can do that. And then if you want to have like music playing or something, or take a phone call, you don't have to exit your game, which is cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
USB-C, I believe. It's $100, so it's priced relatively well. The only thing that I'm on board with this, just want to know if it's comfy, because the headset I'm wearing now, like,
that's the biggest factor.
After a while, and I'm in the market for a new headset, so I will probably pick this up if it's comfortable to wear for kind of extended periods of time. So
yeah. Are these Turtle Beaches?
No. They're not. They're just Xbox branded, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's developed by Microsoft. So,
gotcha.
So yeah, looks cool, and they look sleek too. So that's cool.
Yeah.
That is going to wrap up the show. Isn't today Zelda's 35th anniversary technically?
I think it is.
So happy birthday, Zelda. 35.
35.
Hopefully, like we said, we'll get a proper direct here in the coming months. Because I think that that's what I'm most excited for right now, and it's just that proper direct, so we can get some really awesome. Hopefully, they have some really cool like Zelda themed, accessories and stuff like that. You can get probably a Switch, I would imagine. So yeah, looking forward to that. Maybe we'll get it this week. Who knows? Maybe we'll get it tomorrow. Nah.
I hope we get a 2D remake though.
Yeah, I would like to see something that they did with I always forget Link's Awakening. Whether that's maybe Oracle of Seasons, Ages kind of like mashup, or Minish Cap maybe.
That'd be
something
good.
Like that. Zelda 2, like the original Zelda, maybe something
kind of
like
redo that one completely.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll see next week.
We shall see. But yeah, that's going to be the show, guys. Appreciate everyone that's watched live and of course downloading the show as well. Nick, where can they follow us on Twitter at?
They can follow us at GamingWTBros. You can ask us any questions via DM or email us at gamingwiththebros@yahoo.com.
Yep. And we will see you guys next week.
Sorry, I took your plug.
Oh, I don't care. No, that's fine. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Yeah, happy gaming. Stay safe out there.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.